Hi, welcome to this video tutorial on Excel functions. If you're looking for more of the basics of Excel, I would encourage you to check out our Excel formatting tutorial video. But an Excel function is a predefined formula that performs some calculations. But some of the most common functions people will use on Excel are sum, average, count, max, and min. And we'll get to explore all of these functions I just mentioned using this activity right in front of us. So what we see here is a payroll of 6 different employees and their hourly pay, how many hours per week they work, their weekly pay, taxes, how much they actually end up getting paid. And you can see that these numbers were performed on Excel because when I select a cell, I could see up in the formula bar and see that they've actually used a simple formula to calculate the numbers. Same thing in this column and same thing in this column. If you would like a review on how to use the Excel formulas, I recommend you check out that Excel tutorial. To continue on with the second half of the activity, I'm going to use the Excel function sum to find the sum of the hourly pay of the 6 employees. The first thing I'm going to do is to first select the cell and come up here under my Home tab and go to the AutoSum button. Click on the drop-down arrow and you'll notice that I have the most common functions used in Excel here, and the one that we're looking for is sum. And so what pops up here is the equal sign, the name of the cell, and the corresponding cells that are selected. If you don't agree with the cells that are selected, we could just reselect them by going to the first cell that we want, click, hold, and drag all the way down to the last one here and let go. And that automatically rewrites the corresponding cells' names. And now since we're done, we could go ahead and hit enter. So there you go, $78.75 is the sum of the hourly pay of all our employees. We're going to continue on finding the sum of the hours per week our employees work. We're going to first select the cell, come up here to the AutoSum button, click on the drop-down arrow, click on sum. Again, what automatically pops up is the equal sign, the name of the function, and the corresponding selected cells. I'm going to click, hold, and drag the new set of cells, and then now I'm done. I could go ahead and hit enter. So now the sum of the hours per week the employees worked is 121. Let's say Maria in fact didn't work 13 hours. Maria actually worked 23. There was just a typo. We could easily change that, and everything else that dealt with that number is also automatically updated to the new number. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and click in this cell. I'm going to just type in 23. And I'm going to hit enter because I'm done typing. And notice how the sum box here is now 131 rather than 121. You might have also noticed that the numbers for the weekly pay, the taxes, and the take-home pay were also automatically updated. Let's continue on with finding the sum of weekly pay here. First, select the cell, come up to the AutoSum drop-down arrow, click on Sum. Notice how it had automatically selected these 2 cells here, which is not what we want. I'm just going to go ahead and reselect the cells. And now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and hit Enter. Moving forward with the taxes in dollars. First, select the cell. Come up to the AutoSum drop-down arrow, click on Sum. I'm going to now reselect my data, and then now I'm going to hit Enter. Do this one last time for the sum function. The first thing we have to do is select the cell, Now we can come up to AutoSum drop down, click on Sum, reselect my data, and now hit Enter. And there you go, we just found the sum for hourly pay, hours per week, weekly pay, taxes in dollars, and take-home pay. Let's go ahead and move forward with finding the average of all of the things that we just found for our sums. It's the same concept where we first select the cell, come up here to the AutoSum drop-down arrow, and instead of clicking on sum, we will click on average. Again, what pops up is the equal sign, the name of the function, and the selected corresponding cell. But we want to reselect our data. Try these numbers here. Now that I'm done, hit Enter. Same thing, select the cell, so now we know that we pay an average of $13.13 for our 6 employees, and on average we have our employees working 21.83 hours per week. Now I'm going to use what we call the fill handle, which is explored in the Excel formatting video. Just to review, the fill handle is a way for us to copy the pattern or the formula across the selected cells. So the first thing we have to do is select the pattern that we want to copy over. And for this example here, it is this cell here, the 2183. Move my cursor to the bottom right hand corner of the selected cell until we see this black cross. Click, hold, and drag all the way across to our right and let go. So just to review, we just found the average by using the AutoSum function along with the fill handle. Moving forward, we will use the max function, and the max function determines the highest cell value of what has been selected. So for this cell here, we want to find the maximum hourly pay. So I'm going to select the cell that I'm going to type in, and instead of clicking sum or average, I'm going to go ahead and click on max. Again, what comes out is the equal sign, the name of the function, and the corresponding selected cells. I'm going to reselect my data here. Since I'm done, I'm going to hit Enter. So that means the maximum cell value that has been selected is $15. I'm going to do the same thing again here for hours per week. And I'm going to hit Enter. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and now again use the fill handle for the rest of the columns. Select the cell, move my cursor to the bottom right hand corner, click, hold, and drag to the right. Moving forward, I'm going to use the min function. The min function determines the lowest cell value out of what has been selected. Same thing here, select the cell, click on the drop down arrow, click on min. So now what pops out is the equal sign, min, and then now the correct corresponding data. Now that I'm done, hit Enter. Same thing here, select the cell, now that I'm done, I'm going to hit Enter. Same thing, I'm going to use the fill handle where I first select the cell that has a pattern or the formula or the function that I want to copy over. Move my cursor to the bottom right hand corner, click, hold, and drag. So now I'm going to use count. Count is the function that counts the cells with numerical data out of what has been selected. So I'm going to count the number of cells here. Now that I'm done, I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to go ahead and click, hold, and drag all the way across because I'm using the fill handle, which again copies the formula straight over. Cool, so now we just completed this activity using the most common functions on Excel.